Hi everybody. I just wanted to give you a little sneak peek as to what's going to be in your learning bag when I drop that off on Monday. If there's also two videos on the website, one that is addition with tens frames, and one that is subtraction with a number line. And you'll have a tens frames, and somewhere in this bag there's a number line too, and a number line. So you can use those in conjunction with those videos. So when you're using like your tens frame, you're going to put it into this, you'll have two of these, and you're going to just slide it right in there. Maybe you would want to keep some of the stuff in there so you don't have to like take it in and out every time. And you'll have some dry erase markers in your bag as well. Again, watch the video on how you can use this. There will be some dice in there for use with the tens frame edition, but you could also use these. There's some things in here about roll and record, different ways to write different numbers. So if you take a look at that, you'll see in something like this, you would just roll your die, whatever number you get, you would start from the bottom of the graph and mark it off. So maybe you're going to just trace the number one, and then the next time you're going to color in the die, something like that. You could use just 1 through 6 if you use one die. If you use both, you'll have like all the way to 12. These two could go right, when you use them, could go right, slide right in here with the dry erase marker, and then you could use it over and over again. There's some questions that go with it that give you a little something to think about when you're working. There'll also be, for some people, a hundreds chart. For other people, there's like a chart that goes up to 25 or 50, and a blank one, so that you could put this blank one, again, into your folder and use your dry erase to write the numbers in. Everyone's going to have a couple of these for any kind of outside observation. We're going to be talking about plants and plant parts next week and the week after, so that's something you could use with that. Some of you will have these sight word activities, and if you have these, you will also have a notebook. So after you fill it in, you can then rewrite the sentences in the notebook. And you could keep doing that, because the more practice you get writing the sentences and reading the sentences, the better you'll get at it. So don't think just because there's only 10 of these that you only have to do 10 times. You could do one of these and copy it into the notebook for as long as we need to be away from each other, I guess. Also, that'll be the same thing if you have any words like this. You could do them in, you could do it in this clear plastic, or you could just do it right on the paper. If you do it in the clear plastic, it'll last you a little bit longer. Everyone will also, and there's just some fun stuff in here. There's a bunch of construction paper, stickers. Who doesn't love stickers? There are timers in each bag. We used those in school to like help people like do things a little faster. It was like an incentive. Like if you could do, write this whole sentence before the time runs out, then you could get a sticker. Something like that might be an incentive to help kids stay on task and help them kind of get through things a little bit quicker. There's scissors and glue and crayons. Everyone's got a bunch of packs of these seeds, so you can plant those. So maybe our butterflies that are right now in their chrysalises on my table can come visit your house. Also, everyone has some version of a game that looks like this. This one's called Guess the Gull. There's a couple. There's one with cars. There's one with unicorn, whales, or something. But this might be fun because I also have the same thing on my end. I bought some for myself as well, where we could play together when we're doing our Zoom conferences. So, you could choose one of these gulls, and then without me seeing it, I have to ask you questions and guess which gull you have marked off with a little sticker, right? So it's kind of like the Guess Who game, but just in a little travel size. So I thought that could be fun for us to play together, so everyone will have one version of this, and then I will be able to play with you when we do our Zoom conferences. Let me see what else we have in there. There's a little bag that looks like this. It's going to have a bunch of stuff in it. You'll have either letter cards or you'll have word family cards. Some of you have both. So what you're going to do with these later on, you'll see some directions on the website, or I'll send you directions on Remind, is I want you to like pick out a word family card. Some days you're going to write them with dry erase on this laminated sheet that you'll find in your bag. I also included chalk, so some days I might have you go outside and write these words outside on your driveway or your patio with chalk and take a picture and send it to me. All right. What else do we have in there? This is going to be familiar to all the students because this is something that we did in class as part of our calendar work. You're going to have a daily calendar work. On the back is daily weather work. And then you're also going to have this one just about tell me what you did. So for these, they're going to use the dry erase. You can help them read it, circle the day, circle the date, circle the month, and then on the bottom, write the day, month, date, and year. So like in a full sentence, just write today is, Monday, April 20th, 2020, something like that, right on the bottom. For that, if you want to write it in yellow and have them trace it, or write it on a separate piece of paper and have them copy it, anything like that would be great. Some people, I think mostly the second grade students, will have like a clock like this and then a clock like this. Some of them really were really into like schedules and the clock before we left, so I included these in here. So what I was thinking is if you're doing this with your child, you can maybe write a time on the back. You could write like 7 o'clock. And then on your side, you could draw what 7 o'clock would look like. Give them this one and have them make this into what they think 7 o'clock is going to look like. And then when you flip it over, does theirs match yours? And see if they get it right. All right. And one last thing, I think there's like some fun stuff in there. That's really pretty self-explanatory. One last thing that everyone will have too are some dot cards. There's dot cards and there are 10 streams in the deck. There's a bunch of different ways that you could use these. You could do like, like a memory game where you lay them out and turn them upside down, and then they have to like find a match. So, they'd have to find a 10th frame number that matches a dot configuration. When we were in school, we played it kind of like we called the game, we called the game Who Has More, but we played it kind of like, we used to play War. So you would just deal out the cards to whoever is playing, flip them over, and that's a 0, flip them over, and whoever has the most gets all those cards. So it's just a good way for them to be counting, comparing numbers, and kind of be getting more fluent at looking at numbers in different configurations. So everyone will have one of deck of these cards also. And I think for the most part that's about it. I guess I'd have fun with it. Don't stress yourself out. I just thought it would be nice if they had some materials and to go along with some of the lessons. And when I see you all on Zoom, maybe we'll use some of these materials together. All right. I hope everyone is well. I miss you so much, and I can't wait for us to all be together again.